the House Policy Committee is here to announce some exciting leading proposals that will deal with government reform, which we will detail here in a few minutes. Each of you know the troubled economy that we all face and the troubled budget process that we lived through and frankly are still living through as we now debate House Bill 318 in the Senate and expect it to come back sometime, I would expect, in probably a different fashion to the House. We'll look forward to seeing that. But all of this really stems from, in our opinion, a lack of our willingness to challenge the status quo in Columbus as it relates to how we operate and how efficient we are as a government, and that's what you will hear here today. I'm pleased to thank a few folks before we start, and that is the House Republican Policy Committee, which includes Representative Ron Amstutz, who's with us here today, Representative Sears, Burke, Stubbleton, Snitchler, and I am pleased to have the honor of chairing that committee. We also have with us here today Representative John Adams, who's Minority Whip. Each of you know Representative Beck. Both will also be presenting, and pleased also to have the Representatives Zeringer and Blair, who I'm sure will be happy to give comments if they see the need. Last night we held in Blue Ash, Ohio, a town hall meeting that was well attended. It was intimate. It was cozy. We had good impact or good response from the folks that attended there at the library. They had 72 hours notice, and we had about 30 folks show up for a robust discussion on efficiency in state government. We can plan to continue to bring light on the issue that, in our view, Columbus is not doing its job. We are excited about the response that we have received up to this point. You should each know that in 4,000 random surveys that have been collected throughout the state of Ohio, 74% of the people of Ohio say that they support consolidating state government and cutting our expenses rather than raising taxes at this time. It's those ideas, it's that public involvement that is driving us to continue to be forward-thinking. I would remind you back to this summer when the House Policy Committee initiated, along with leadership support, 5 simultaneous press conferences throughout the state of Ohio, initiating what we call the Future of Ohio Jobs Package. For those of you who don't recall that, talk to us afterwards. We're following that similar theme. Today you will hear 10 specific proposals to reform state government. I will remind you that our friends on the other side of the aisle, once we got done with that simultaneous press conference day, we started to see what they considered economic development bills fly. We had not seen those proposed up to that point. We view it as our job as Republicans in the minority or not to initiate good ideas, to lead on behalf of our constituents. We would like for the Democrat Party to consider those ideas and perhaps pass a few of them, but if they're not going to consider ours, they owe it to the people of Ohio to propose their own ideas. We view efforts like this as an effort to present good ideas, but also to shed light on their ineffectiveness up to this point in dealing with true government reform. We do have copies here today of the LSC drafts for the bills we will discuss or the bills themselves. These are not talking points, these are actual proposals. I'm going to start by going through 3 specific proposals that we have, and then I will turn it over to several others and we'll take time for your questions, hopefully here in just a few moments. The first I would like to highlight is a proposal that right now is LSC 1252 that would set up a searchable budget database for state spending. This would require the OBM to host a searchable database on their website so that the public can easily access details on state expenditures. We feel that the taxpayers' dollars should be transparent, how we spend it. We view us and the government here as stewards of the people's money, not owners of the people's money, and the people should have every right to see exactly where that money goes. A second proposal, which has already been introduced and has received a whopping 1 hearing from the Democrats, is the State Government Efficiency Commission, which is House Bill 66 from Representative Jordan. This would create a government efficiency commission, if you will, much like what Reagan did with the Grace Commission. We expect that it will find ways to curb wasteful spending and stop bloated government. This commission would include business leaders, would include entrepreneurs and experts, and they would have kind of an independent responsibility to seek to ensure that every dollar that we are delivering a dollar's worth of service for a dollar's worth of expense. The third proposal I will highlight, and then I will turn it over, is we intend very soon to introduce legislation that would somewhat mirror what we did with state legislator salaries, which was House Bill 210, which we are pleased to resign, but the Democrats have taken that up. That would deal, though, with administrative salaries. This would base the ability for total department salary lines to not be able to increase any more than Ohio gross domestic product. Hopefully, yet again, much like House Bill 210 was designed to do, aligning not only the policymakers, but the policy administrators with the financial health of the people of Ohio, if you will, performance pay for bureaucrats. I'm hopeful that these might move along. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Representative Amstutz. He has a couple.
On in further developing the package that is being announced today, our process improvement bills and are going to be complementary to some of the bills already announced in the previous start here. The first is very much an outgrowth of the budget making process this time, and particularly the conference committee. The bill that we're preparing to introduce will require a minimum of 48 hours of time to pass from the time the conference committee makes a recommendation, votes a report on any appropriation bill until it can be taken up by either the House or the Senate for a vote. A very important process improvement, especially in light of the unprecedented darkness that surrounded the final report of the conference committee, this time on House Bill 1, and the dramatic changes that it contained, and the inability of members, even on the conference committee, to get good opportunity for review of that measure before it was taken up for a vote and also brought before both the House and the Senate. So that's the first proposal. The second one is one that is pending House Bill 120, and that raises the profile and beefs up the Legislative Budget Office in a check and balance improvement that's very much needed to, again, provide more accountability and better legislative oversight of the budget process. We have a good fiscal office now in the Legislative Service Commission, but we believe that it needs to be enhanced and raised to a new level in order to improve the budget making and budget oversight process. Those are the two proposals I wanted to touch on.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for being here today. I'm here to talk about two ideas that one has had zero hearings in committee, and the other is just an idea that as you're hearing today from the Republican caucus, the Republican Party, is that you hear about us being the party of no, but we're really not. We're the party of go. We want to get things done. These are just some of the ideas that we want to move forward. I'm here to talk about House Bill 240. Sears bill that seeks to address fraud, waste, and abuse in the Medicaid system. It's currently in the House Health Committee as 0 hearings, and this important legislation will examine the competence of each Medicaid funding mechanism and look at the efficiencies to, as I indicated, to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse, as well as look at areas of case management, disease management, and alternative care. Currently, if you look at our Medicaid cost in the state, it's 40% of our general revenue funds. Also, I would like to talk about the tax database and calculator. As a small business owner, as a CPA, I deal with a lot of clients throughout the state. And they have difficult times managing their businesses and understanding what their tax liabilities are. This important legislation, this proposal, again, it's just a concept, requires the creation of a tax database and calculator to allow individuals and businesses to determine their current tax rates and potential tax liabilities throughout the state. It would allow public access to state and local tax rate and make them more transparent. The House Republicans are working to make more things transparent at the state level. It would significantly contribute to governmental accountability, transparency, public participation, and understanding of the cost of government spending.